the stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice a little bit of consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to put our bodies through a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, a little easier to stay consistent with. So, if you're ready, let's warm up. The first thing we're going to do is called hip CARS. CARS stands for controlled, articulated rotations. All right. Bring our hips through a ton of range of motion, and we're going to use our own muscles to do it so that we get stronger and more mobile at the same time. All right. Now, I'm gonna pull up the zippers on my pockets. Not that I have anything in my pockets to fall out, but for some reason I prefer it this way. Let's get ready to go. We're gonna start by bringing the knee up as high as we can, straight up. All right. Then we're gonna open up our hips. We're gonna point that knee out that way. Point, 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 point. Whew, as far out that way as you can. From here, we're gonna rotate the leg. We're gonna bring the ankle up, 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 as high as you can until the ankle is almost hidden behind the knee. But it's not a magic trick. Your ankle is just about the same height as your knee. All right. From here, we're going to keep rotating. We're going to bring the knee down. We're going to lift the ankle up. We're going to feel that contraction in the hamstrings. It's going to feel a little crazy. And from here, we're going to bring the leg down and back. When we bring the leg down and back, from the side, it's going to look like this. We're flexing the hamstrings. We're flexing the glutes. We're feeling the stretch right here in the front. That is 1 rep. We're doing 10 of these. On the left side, we're doing 10 on the right side. Let's get ready to go. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's 1. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 2. Yours does not have to look like mine. All right. The goal here is to slowly work through what you're able to do until you have used your muscles to do the best that they can do. And over time, as you do more and more and more of these, as you contract a little harder, you bring your knee up a little higher, you open a little wider, you rotate a little bit more, you will get deeper and deeper into each of those positions, and you'll be able to move through them a little bit more smoothly with a little bit more control. That's 7. Open. Ankle up, down and back. That's 8. High knee. Open. Ankle up, down and back. That's 9. Yesterday I complained about how my right leg, the leg that's down right now, is feeling a little bit sore and is still feeling it. So I'm really happy that leg is done. That was 10 reps of hip curls. Going forward, we're going to switch over to the other leg. All right. Same thing. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 1. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2. If you're feeling a little bit off balance, you're getting swung around a little bit when you rotate your legs, that's okay. Feel free to hold on to something. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Those are a whole bunch of hip guards. Whew. Do a little shake. Do a little wobble. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Try to relax your leg muscles, your hip muscles. And we're going to get ready to go in reverse. All right, and we're only halfway through. We got 10 more reps on each leg, but this time in reverse. What we're going to do is bring the leg down and back. We're going to flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the front. And then from here, we're going to lift our leg directly to the side. It's going to look like this. All right. Next, we're going to rotate the knees down and bring the ankles up. Then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to rotate the legs so that the ankles are down and the knees are up. Then we're going to bring the leg to the front. All right. This way, we have covered the entire range of motion that your hips and your legs are capable of. We've tried to build some strength, build some control, all at the same time. All right, that was 1. Maybe we'll count it. We'll count it. We'll count that as 1. We're going to do 9 more. All right, let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle, knee. That's 3. Back, side, ankle, knee, that's 4. Keep going, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's, did I say 5 already? Maybe that's 6. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 7. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 8. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 9. Last one, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 10. Oh man, okay. That is 10 reps on this leg. That means we got 10 more reps on this leg and we're finally done with these, all right? Take a second, shake out your legs, give it a little wiggle, relax, and let's get ready to go. Stand up nice and straight and tall. Keep that core nice and strong and tight, and back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that's 1. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 2. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 3. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 4. Keep going, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, I think that's 5. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 6. Keep going, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 7. Whew, 3 more, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 8. 2 more, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 9. Last one, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 10. Oh, relax, chill, let your body flop. Oh man, that's our first rep. We got it. We got potentially an earbud issue. Give me just a second, let me check. And it does say that they are connected. It does. Ignoring them. Oh, just kidding. They might have just connected to my phone and disconnected off of yours. Whoops. Haha. How's that? Is that better on TikTok? Is the audio better now that I have disconnected the earbud from the other phone? Ah, okay, cool. Great. Audio is better. We're going to move on into our second warm up exercise. It is called the elephant walk. What we're going to do is fold at the hips, bring our belly button down towards the ground, and we're going to chill, relax, breathe. Ah, because the hip curls, our first warm up exercise, is so tiring, you get to reward yourself with some flopping and some relaxing, all right? All right, now we got to move. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold our belly button down towards the ground. You're going to feel a crazy stretch in your hamstrings, both of them preferably. And we're going to switch from side to side. So one leg is always bent. One leg is always going to end up straight. All right? We're going to do a whole bunch of these. Adjust how wide your stance is, how wide your legs are apart, so that you find a nice comfortable spot for your hips, and keep going. All right? Next, I'm going to tell you about the rest of the show while you keep doing that. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make this suffering thing that we're doing right now a little bit more fun, a little bit easier to stay consistent with. So, if you want to work on your hip mobility, which we've been doing already so far, if you want to get a little bit more mobile in general, you want to take that and turn it into advanced hip mobility like the side splits, then you're in the right place. If you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, you would prefer if this was live and you hung out with people while you're doing it, then you're very, very doubly, triply, extra correctly in the right place. All right, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We do this live every single day, starting at 9 p.m., which means we started probably about 10, 11 minutes ago. All right. Now that you have done a whole bunch of these elephant walks, you felt the hamstring stretch building, you've been slowly folding a little deeper into each leg. We're going to wrap this up with 5 really intense ones, all right? I want you to fold that belly button down. I want you to breathe, inhale. I want you to exhale, sink a little deeper into that stretch, and 5 more. 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Pop into a little bit of a squat, come back up into standing. That is our second warm-up exercise. Shake out your legs, give them a little flop, give them a little wiggle. Whew. We're going to get into warm-up exercise number 3 now, all right? The third one is built on the foundation of the second one. We're going to bend one leg here. We're going to straighten out the other leg there. We're going to fold the belly buttons down like so. From here, I want you to take the leg, oh, sorry, the arm on the bent leg side. I want you to reach across to your straight leg. I want you to push off that straight leg to help open up your spine. All right, we're rotating. I want you to stick this other arm up into the air as straight into there as you can. If you're at a slight angle off to the sides because you can't rotate your spine as much, that's okay. Just try your best. I want you to inhale. I want you to exhale, and I want you to reach that arm over your shoulder. Woo. And that is basically our stretch. All right. We're going to do this 5 times on each side. That means we've only done half of a rep so far because we've only done one side. On each rep, I want you to inhale and exhale all the air out of your lungs so that you can rotate a little bit further. All right, let's do it. Other side. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Whew. That's one on each side. Let's do it again. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 2. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Whew, that's 2. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 3. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Whew. Ready for 4 and 5? Let's do it. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 4. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. 4. Last rep. We're going to cover it from the top, all right? We are folding forward. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're taking the arm from the bent leg side, reaching across to that straight leg. We're pushing off the shin bone to help our torso rotate. When we're rotating, I want you to stick your arm up into the air. If you're at a little bit of an angle, that's okay, but I want you to aim for straight up if you can. Rotate your neck. Use your eyes. Look at your hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach over that shoulder. That's 5. Other side. Exhale and reach. That's 5. Hopefully, your spine is feeling a little bit looser now. Might feel a little bit tense in a couple of places, like in your shoulders and your delts. That's because you're reaching so far behind you. But that discomfort should go away soon, and we don't need them for anything anyway, so that'll be fine. All right? If you can, if you're feeling a little bit looser in your spine and your back, do some wiggling, do some dancing, do some shaking. Enjoy that extra freedom. All right? We're going to move on into our 4th and final warm-up exercise now. It's called the Cossack switch. I'm going to demonstrate a whole bunch of different versions. I'm going to tell you about a whole different set of ways to do various little tiny things to make it harder for you. But if you find a version that works for you, you can't go any harder, feel free to stick at whatever version you're at. You don't have to push yourself just to match what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's got a version that works for them. All right, let's go. The Cossack switch looks a little bit like this. We are going to open up our legs pretty wide. Then we're going to drop into a squat on one leg. All right. I want you to point your toes out, probably like 30-ish degrees, like that way. And this heel, you just have to have it help keep you balanced. All right. When you get real strong and real mobile, when you come real deep down into the ground, it might look like this. But if you're starting out right now, yours might look a little bit like this. All right. The goal is to eventually get real comfortable sinking down as low as you can. From here, our next step is to move our butt that away so we can do this, but on the other side. All right. If you're lower to the ground, use your hands to help shuffle your butt over to the other side. If you're a little bit higher up, you might just be able to go boom and make it like a cool dance move or something. All right. Wherever you are, once you've gotten to the other side, I want you to try and inhale and exhale and see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that stretched out position at the bottom. And then come on back. That is 1 rep. Cool? We're going to do 10 of these. If you want,
Stick with whatever you just figured out and keep going. That's 2. If you realize you can do something a little bit harder, you're looking for more of a challenge, feel free to skip using your hands and see if you can get across and back without your hands. That's 3. Keep going, cross and back. That's 4. If you realize you're going a little too easy still, you want something a little bit more intense, you can try and sit up a little bit straighter, a little bit taller. Stick your arms out in front of you to help counterbalance and keep going. That's 5. And keep going. 6. At this point, if your knees are telling you, hey, this is a little uncomfortable, I don't like this as much, feel free to make it gentler on yourself, right? The easy way to make it gentler is to just come up, come out of your deep squat. Coming up is relative to you, right? Your up might not look like my up. Your up might need to be higher. From here, it should be a little easier to go slide it all the way across. Takes a little bit of pressure off your knees, right? And then you can slowly come on back down. Inhale, exhale. So you can sink a little deeper into that stretch and then come back up, across, and down. Does that make this 7? I think it's 7. Again, up, across, down, and then up, across, down. That's 8. Feel free to do any of the versions that we've covered so far today, or if you need to just do it from a little bit higher up because you need to ease off the knees or ankles or hips or anything, feel free to go a little bit higher up and come across side to side. All right, we're going to do 2 more reps. If you're ready for something harder, we're going to do some squats. If you're not ready for something harder, pick whichever version works for you. We're going to come on down into a nice deep position. Inhale, exhale, sink nice and deep into your squat, and we're going to on the next exhale, punch through that leg. We're going to come back into standing. All right. Inhale. Exhale and punch. That's 9. Slowly come on down on the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Try to relax. Sink into that stretch at the bottom. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, and punch out. All right. Inhale. Exhale. That is 9. We're doing one more. Slowly come on down with control. Inhale. Exhale, relax. So you can sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, punch. That's 10. Last leg. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. Inhale, exhale, punch. Let's do it. Inhale. Exhale, punch. That is 10 reps of Cossack switches, Cossack slides, Cossack squats. We are officially done with our warm-up exercises. All right. That hopefully was fun for you. But that does mean we're moving on into our stretches. If you don't know yet, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency to make the suffering a little bit more fun. If you like hip mobility, which is sort of what we've been doing so far, side splits, which is just really advanced hip mobility, and you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, this is the show for you. Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, set an alarm, set a calendar invite, do whatever you got to do, and I'll see you again real soon. But please don't leave right now because we were only like a third of the way through the show, all right? We're coming back. We're doing some stretches. First thing I want you to do is prepare for some hamstring stretches. What I want you to do is grab a little bit of padding for your knees because we're setting up our hamstring stretch to look a little bit like this. All right. You don't need anything fancy for your knee, but I do recommend a little bit of cushioning. If you have an old flip-flops, feel free to take that, stick it under your knee. That little bit of padding will get you started. If you have dirty laundry, roll up some towels, stick it under your knee. We're perfect. Couch cushion, decorative pillow, anything with a little bit of foam, a little bit of cushioning will do. And hopefully you've grabbed it now because we're going to move on. I want you to kneel, and I want you to kneel up nice and tall. And then I want you to extend one leg out in front, all right, while maintaining this nice and tall back posture. From here, we're going to fold forward. We're going to fold at the hips, so we're going to bring the belly button down to the thighs. All right, let's do it. Inhale. Exhale and fold. As soon as you get stuck, you're like, nope, my hamstring said, no, we can't go any further. Feel free to pause. Feel free to relax. All right, inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into that hamstring, into that leg. And we're going to do it again. Big breath in, inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body chill. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 3 times. Whew. Now, we're going to add a little bit of movement here. All right. We're going to bend one knee, bring it up into a lunge position. Then we're going to fold our upper body down towards that leg the best that we can. If you cannot reach this far down, if you're a little bit higher up, you're getting stuck, that's absolutely okay. Just try your best. All right. From here, we're going to put our hands down on the ground for a little bit of support. We're going to try and straighten out our legs so that you're feeling that crazy hamstring stretch. All right. The goal here is to practice folding forward, bring your chest towards your legs, and then trying to maintain that deep position for as long as you can when you straighten out your leg. All right. If it's not possible to hold it, that's totally fine. Right. You don't have to force it, but we're practicing that forward fold. We're practicing getting close to that thigh, and then we're straightening out the leg to get that nice deep hamstring stretch. We're gonna do this 5 times. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Woo, that's 2. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, that's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, that's 4. Last one. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. Woo. From here, we're going to fold a little bit deeper, right? What we're going to do, I call the inhale, exhale, fold. We're going to take a huge breath into our lungs. We're going to slowly exhale all of that air out. And while we exhale, so at the same time, we're going to focus on bringing our belly buttons down towards our thighs, down towards the ground, all right? Let's do it. Big breath in, inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold the belly button down. Woo! Inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale, relax again. That's 2. Inhale, relax. That's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 1. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 5. We are going to fold a little bit deeper now, all right? Inhale, exhale, fold. Remember, big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold at the same time. Let's do it. Big breath in. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Woo. Inhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. Do it again. Inhale, relax. Flop into the floor. Inhale, relax. That is 3 times. Last time we're doing the knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee, chest, straighten. Ooh, feel that hamstring stretch. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Keep going. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 5. And we're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. That's it. All right, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. If your back is rounded because you're just chilling, you're just relaxing, that's perfectly fine. If your back is rounded because you're desperately trying to smash your face into the ground, you're arching, you're bending, you're trying to squeeze yourself into the smallest shape possible, that is not as nice, all right? Let the neck relax. Let the upper back relax. Relax. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. That is hamstring stretch number 1. Number 1 because we've only done one leg. We got a whole nother leg to do. I know, big bummer. All right, one leg is done. Let's stand up straight, flex the glutes, flex the abs, wake up those muscles because we just stretched out a whole bunch or clenched them, so they're kind of a little bit weird right now. And once you can Superman pose for a second, we're going to extend the other leg and we're going to continue on the other side. All right, go ahead, extend that leg out, and let's get ready to fold. Bring the belly button down towards that thigh. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Wee. As soon as you get stuck folding forward, relax. Big breath in. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop into that leg. And let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Whew. That's two. Let's go for a third. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is three. Knee up, chest down, straighten out. Let's go. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Woo! Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. This is the first time on this leg, so it might feel a little extra crazy because you got used to how it felt on the other side. All right, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Both legs have independent suspension. All right, they work and do slightly different things depending on what you demand of them in normal life. So, if your leg is feeling a little more stiff, maybe or a little bit more flexible than the other one, that is completely normal. Knee up, chest down, straighten out. And that is also partially the reason why we split up the legs and do them separately, because they're going to be at different levels. All right? Once you've done your five, we're going to fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, fold. You ready? Let's do this. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Bring the belly button down. Fold. Woo. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop into the ground a little bit more. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into a deeper stretch. Third time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Whew. From here, we're doing the knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee, chest, straighten. Woo! Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Knee, chest, straighten. Woo! Remember, the goal of that chest down is to practice the skill of folding forward, of bring your chest down to that thigh. So don't rush through it. And then when you straighten out your leg, we're trying to keep the chest as low to the leg as possible. You're going to come out of it. You're going to get a little bit less close to your thigh. That's completely normal, but we are just practicing for the end result, which is a little bit more fold. All right, that's five. It's time for us to do our last inhale, exhale, fold. And then we'll be able to count down 30 seconds and all that good stuff. All right, let's go. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Bring that belly button down. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. Inhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Third time, inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper, and that is a third round. Knee up, chest down, straighten out. Knee, chest, straighten. Woo, that's one. Knee, chest, straighten. That's two. Knee, chest, straighten. Woo, that's three. Knee, chest, straighten. That's four. Last one. Knee, chest, straighten. That's five. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it for hamstrings. Oh, breathe. Slowly bring your legs in underneath you. If that was a lot, that's because it was absolutely a lot. All right. From here, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna relax. The stretches get a little bit chiller and easier from here for a little bit at least. We're gonna come and bring our butt up against the wall. Our low back, our shoulders, our head are touching the wall. We're leaning back. All right. I want you to bring your feet together and bring them in. And from here, I want you to get into our starting position. All right. If you're a little less flexible, you can't get into this position, you might want to experiment with propping your butt up a little bit. And that might make it a little bit easier to get into this position. Cool? All right. Once you have found one that works for you, we're going to do a couple of things. One of them is bring the legs in a little closer to the groin. The second one is to bring your knees down into the ground. I want you to flex your glutes, flex your outer thighs. I want you to use your own muscles to push your knees down into the ground so that you feel more intense of a stretch here in the inner thighs, in your groin, and you see your knees going down a little bit. From here, we're going to take our hands, we're going to apply a little bit of pressure on the inside of the thighs. We're going to push straight down. All right, we're going to hold this position for about 30 seconds. Every time you take a slow exhale, I want you to see if you can push your legs out a little bit further. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 2, 1. 0. That is our stretch. Hopefully, while I was exhaling and not counting aloud, you were also pushing your legs further and further deeper down into a stretch. Now you can come out of it. Shake out your wrist a little bit, give a little gentle movement, flap the wings of your legs real quick, and try to loosen them up because we're going to move on into stretch number 3 right away. We're going to do something called the standing pancake. All right. And the goal of the standing pancake is basically to do this. We're going to open up our legs a little wider, and then we're going to fold at the hips. We're going to bring the belly button down towards the ground. And eventually, our goal is to bring the whole entire upper body between our legs. We're going to fold, 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 fold some more, and keep folding. This stretch has a huge emphasis on the hamstrings, which you've already worked on, and it has a huge emphasis on your inner thighs. All right? The inner thighs really kick in when you start bringing your legs out wider and wider and wider. But until you get there, it's mostly hamstrings. Cool? So, if you are a little bit less balanced and you have a fear of tipping over, feel free to sit on something and stick out your legs and fold forward. All right. The higher the object, the easier it will be to lean forward and the deeper you can get into the stretch. If you're very flexible, you can use something a little bit lower. But if you otherwise are good, we're going to do the butterfly. Sorry, we're going to do the pancake standing. And that is because when you're standing, chances are this is when you're going to have your 90-degree angle right here. And this is when gravity is going to feel the most intense, pulling you down into the ground. If you want gravity to work harder for you, feel free to extend your arms past your head so that your biceps are by your ears. And next time you breathe, inhale. Exhale, relax. See if you can get gravity pull you a little bit deeper into your stretch. That's it. We're hanging out here for about 30 seconds. I want you to keep on trying to bring your belly button down towards the ground. I want you to keep on trying to fold. Try to keep your back relatively straight. Doesn't have to be perfect, but try and keep it relatively straight. All right, 30 seconds. Let's do it. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. All right, we are done with that pancake. Slowly bring your legs back together. If you need to, you can wiggle your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, your heels in. Slowly walk your hands up your leg until you are back into standing. That is our standing pancake. All right, we're going to move on into our fourth stretch. It is the figure 4 stretch. We're going to do this laying down, but I'm going to demonstrate real quick what it might look like if we were, standing so that you can see it from different angles. We're going to take one leg. We're going to cross it over to the other side. We're going to bring that leg up towards our belly button, and we're going to fold down towards that leg. All right. In this position, you're going to feel a stretch out here in the side of your glutes. You're going to feel a stretch here in your hamstrings. You're going to feel a little bit of something here in the hip. That's basically it. We're going to keep on trying to compress. We're going to keep on trying to bring the leg up towards our chest so that we get a nice stretch in that glute. Come on down to the floor. This is a laying down stretch, which I really enjoy because, oh man, that's nice. Oh, okay, let's go. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other. We're making this nice triangle right here. We're taking one hand, we're squeezing it through the triangle, taking the other hand, we're wrapping it around the outside of the other leg, and we are going to pull everything in towards our chest. All right? When you're laying down, I want you to slowly pull your legs in as you breathe. All right? Inhale, pull a little bit, exhale, pull a little bit more. Keep going. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And when you're feeling that stretch in the outside of your hip, in your glute, we're ready to begin. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27. If you're feeling some pressure here in the knee, your knee is cracking a little bit, making some angry noises, feel free to cup your knee. Feel free to stick your knee in your elbow pit and pull everything in towards you. Some more. That should make the knee feel a little bit more comfortable. All right? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Keep on compressing. Squish your leg into your chest. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Take a second, let your leg relax, shake it out a little bit if you need to, and let's reset on the other side. One leg is crossing over to the other. Push this knee a little bit back towards the wall, or towards that direction, and one hand through the triangle, one hand around. Let's grab that leg and let's pull it in. Inhale, exhale, relax. See if you can pull a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, pull. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale, pull. That is our setup. Baby that knee if you need to. Pull it in towards you. And ooh, I just realized I'm totally not centered. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, relax that leg. That is our fourth stretch, the figure four. We're going to move on into our fifth stretch. We're going to do some side splits. If you have just joined in somehow and don't know, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to build a little bit of consistency to make the suffering that we put ourselves through a little bit more fun. And we're moving on into our final stretch now. We're reaching the end of our show. We're doing some side splits. If you've never done a side split before, do not worry. We're going to break it down into lots of little pieces that you can start to incorporate and work on. And if something feels crazy, something feels off, you can feel free to throw a question into the chat. I will get to it eventually. Not soon, because I'll be all the way back there, way too far away to read the chat, but I'll be able to get to it eventually, and hopefully we'll be able to clarify any questions. All right? Before we begin, I want you to go grab a little bit of hand support. What I generally use is this stool. The purpose of this hand support is to let you do this. Put your hands on something while your legs go a little bit wider behind you. All right? You can absolutely use a variety of things at different heights. I got another stool. It's a little bit higher. All right? If you have yoga blocks that are nice and sturdy, you can feel free to elevate them. You can feel free to use them all by themselves. Just make sure that whatever you're using is strong enough, durable enough to support your weight. Maybe not all of your weight, but at least most of your weight is light enough that you can kind of move out of the way when you don't want it to be there blocking your space, and you'll be ready to go. All right. So small stools, folding stools, yoga blocks, those would be really good to start with. If you have a regular old kitchen chair, you can absolutely use those. And if you feel like it's a little too high, you can always drop down to your elbows on the seat. All right. So hopefully you've taken a second, you've went and grabbed some tools, because I promise it will be much easier to do the next set of stretches with a stool, with the hand support, than it would be without. It's doable without, it'll just be a lot harder. All right. Next, we're going to move on and begin. All right. I want you to bring your butt up against the wall so that the butt is touching the wall. All right. Hopefully, you have a little bit of space, at least 6 feet total. You don't really need that much, but 6 feet would be nice. And we're going to open up our legs a little bit. All right. Right now, our butt is against the wall. Our feet are slightly in front, and we are going to fold forward and grab that hand support. Whee! Boom. Here we go. From here, your hands are on your hand support. Your legs are a little wider. Your butt is resting against the wall. I want you to open up your legs a little bit wider. All right. From here, we're going to rotate the legs. What I want you to do is, instead of having your toes pointing forward, I want you to have, boom, your leg rotated so that the heels are down, the toes are pointing up and out, and the knees are pointing up and out. And I want you to do the same on the other leg. Boom. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up, and the inner thighs are pointing forward. This rotates the thigh bone out of the way so that it doesn't smash into your hips, and it'll make everything easier, I promise. But temporarily, it's going to be awful. All right? From here, slowly let your legs go out a little bit wider. Let your butt slide down the wall and use the hand support adjust so that you feel like you're more or less in control. You're more or less balanced. All right? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be super comfortable, but I want you to find the spot where you feel like you're in control. You're not about to tip forward. You're not about to tip back. You're not about to slip. You're feeling like you can handle this for a little bit. All right. The reason why we care about this is because if your brain is all stressed out and it's like, oh my God, what is going on? Your muscles are going to be really, 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 really tense. If your muscles are really tense, it's not going to help you get into a deeper side split. All right. So once you're here, once you found your spot, let's breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. All right. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little into your stretch. Third time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Whew. From here, see if you can do a little wiggle. Right, left. See if you can get a tiny little bit extra space out of your hips. And if you can, great. If you cannot, don't worry about it. We're ready for side split number one. Right now, our toes are pointing up. Our knees are pointing up. The top of our head is pointing up. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. Feel free to add a little wiggle if you feel like you got it in you. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Hand support, if you can, move it out of the way. See if you can crawl forward a little bit and bring your legs in underneath you. All right. That is our first side split. Congratulations. We're going to move on into side split number two, but first we're going to try and shake out some of the tension, some of the craziness in our hips right now. All right. When you're ready, come back up into standing. We're going to shake out our ankles. I want you to take a look at your ankle. I want you to kind of flop it left, right, up, down, sideways, all over the place. Hold on to something for balance if you need it. And you don't have to lift the knee so high when you shake out your ankle. I just want to lift it above the chat in case you guys are on mobile and the chat is getting in the way of the ankle flopping. All right. But otherwise, relax, chill, let the ankles flop back and forth. This is just a physical, visual verification of sorts that your leg muscles are more or less relaxed, right? If your leg was just going like this and it was not flopping all over the place, your muscles are probably pretty tense, right? If your leg is going like that, chances are your muscles are pretty loose, and that's all we care about. Some relaxation. Switch to the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And once you've seen your ankles going flopping all over the place, your calves shaking all over the place, we're ready to move on to our hips. Take a couple of quick steps, do a little dance move, and if your legs are moving good, we're definitely ready for our hips. All of your weight, I want you to put on one leg. Big toe of the other leg is down with this knee slightly bent. I want you to open up the hip so that this leg is pointing directly that way. And I want you to do the opposite. I want you to bring this knee in. Boom. We're going to do a couple of reps of these. Take a nice and slow, with control, with precision, with power, so that you get really good at these. And once you've done a couple of those, you can go a little faster. And whew, that's probably good. Shake it out. Let's switch to the side. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down, in, and out, and in, and out. Really flex those muscles. Get as far wide as you can. Bring that knee as far in as you can, and open, and close, and open, and close. And now we can go a little faster. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. And whew, shake it out. Shake out that leg. Shake out the other leg. Shake out your hips. Give everything a little light wiggle. And let's get ready for side split number 2. Bring your hand support to the wall. Bring your butt to the wall. And let's open up those legs. Prepare to fold. Whee! Hands on your hand support. Legs going a little bit wider. Adjust your hand support so that the weight is right in between your legs and your hands are right next to your legs. And we're going to get ready to rotate the legs. All right. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. And see if you can let your butt drift down towards the ground. Hands on your hand support, butt against the wall, heels are wide. Find a comfortable, balanced, secure spot where you feel almost safe. All right. And we're going to breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. See if we can sink a little deeper into that stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. That's 2. Let's go for a third. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. And little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left, little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left, little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left. See if you can get just a little bit more. We're ready for side split number 2. I'm going to push this aside to help demonstrate. You can use your hand support if you want. All right. For side split number 2, what we want to do is lean forward so that instead of having our knees and our toes pointing straight up into the air, they're kind of pointing up at a diagonal, at like a 45-degree angle. The reason why we're doing this is because it's going to emphasize the inner thigh stretch. That is what we want. You can do these with your hand support in front of you. You can do these with your hands in front of you. You should, depending on how flexible you are, be able to do a version of this at all sorts of different levels of how wide your legs are. And let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, move your hand support out of the way. Crawl forward. Bring your legs in underneath you. That is our second side split. Woo! Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to, and when you're ready, come on back up into standing. Ah! Let's shake it out. Shake out your ankles. Shake, 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 shakety, shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 shakety, shake, shake some more, wiggle, flop in. Whoo! Shake it out. Let's go. Other leg. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 in. Whoo! Take a couple of quick steps. Make sure your legs are working. Do a little wiggling, do a little squirming, and let's move on into our hips. Oh, if your weight is in one leg, big toe is down. We'll bring the knee in and out and in and out. If you're new to the show, focus on that precision, focus on the control first. Open up as wide as you can, bring the knee in as close as you can, and remember, is all that's moving. It's this thigh bone where it moves in the hip joint, all right, in the hip socket. Everything else that's moving is for show. If my arms are twisted or my spine is twisted, that is basically for funsies. All right. The most important part is this thigh bone where it connects into the hip. Now that you've done a whole bunch of those, let's switch to the other side. All your weight on one leg, big toe is down, in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Whew. Shake out your legs. Let's get ready for side split number 3. Shake, 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 shake some more, and Let's do it. Take your hand support, bring it with you to the wall, butt up against the wall, open up those legs. Let's begin to fold. Hands down on your hand support. Legs are going a little bit wider while your butt is sliding down the wall. We're rotating the legs so that the heels are down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. Adjust your hand support so that it is directly underneath you. And breathe. Find that comfortable spot that you can almost chill in, and let's relax. Inhale. Exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into your strips. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. That's two. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. That is three. From here, we're going to do little wiggles. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Always optional. And we're going to get ready for side split number three. All right, push your hand support out of the way if you don't need it. And otherwise, let's get ready to go. You got the option, side split number one, where the toes are pointing up, the knees are pointing up. You got the option of side split number two, where you are having your inner thighs feel the burden of that stretch. All right. I'm going to do a version of side split number two. Let's go. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. That is our stretch. Bring your knees in underneath you. Ooh, that is side split number three. Oh, congratulations. We've done all the hard stuff. It's time to come back up into standing. Shake it out, relax again, and let's go. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Remember, the goal is relaxing the muscles, getting loose so that they're just not tense, so that you can go do whatever else that you need to do for the rest of the day, right? So, if you need to combine a whole bunch of different movements into your relaxing, flopping, shaking, feel free to do so. I emphasize the ankle flopping to begin with because it's real easy to see when your ankle is flopping nice and loose, right? Once you understand the basic principle of floppiness equals relaxed, you can sort of flop as much as you want, flop as little as you want, and flop as much as you need, which for most people isn't that much, all right? Take a couple of quick steps, do a little dance, see if your legs are moving okay, and we're going to move on into our hips. All of your weight is in one leg, big toe is down, knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out, knee in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. That's done. Other leg, in and out, and in and out. Remember, if you are new to the show, focus on that control, that range of motion. Really bring that knee all the way in, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out. And if you're a regular, you can start chilling a little bit more after a couple reps. Relax, shake. That is that. Let's get into our joint checks. We're going to do some hip circles, and then we're going to do some calf raises, and we'll be done. All right? Slowly lean on into your hips. We're going to slowly come around. Woof, in our hip circles. Nice and gentle. Oh, and take your time with it. Feel the stretch, feel the craziness in the hip, in the glutes, in the front of the hip flexors. And whew, once you're done a couple of loops one way, slowly come back around the other way. Whew. If your balance is not so good, feel free to hold on to something while you do these. And once you have done a couple in each direction and you're feeling a little bit smoother, we're going to move on into our calf raises. All right? Calf raises. What I want you to do is pop into a little bit of a squat. I want you to lean forward so that your upper body is folded that way, and I want you to push your knees forward. All right? I want your legs about hips width apart. Doesn't have to be crazy wide, doesn't have to be crazy narrow, but I want it to be hips width apart. So when you're here in this position, you might feel like you're about to tip over. That is the point. The reason why we want this is because we want your toes to kick in to grip the floor to keep you from flopping over. And now you got one other group of muscles and group of joints working hard for you. All right. From here, we're going to do some calf raises. Put your hands down on the floor for some support, or hold on to a wall, or use your hand support from earlier, and let's do some calf raises. Lift those toes up as high, or sorry, lift those heels up as high as you can, and slowly come back down with control. Push those knees forward again. Feel that stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your calves, and let's come back up and down. Reset, come up, come down. Reset, push those knees forward, up and down. Reset, up and down. Reset, up and down. Reset, up and down. Reset, up and down. And when your calves are totally tired and totally fried and totally pooped, chances are you probably did enough to make sure to check all of your joints were working good. And you're probably going to be fine. Cool? Sorry, the dog has been whimpering, so I'm gonna let him out. Go, go, enjoy. Super distracting. All right, that is our show. If you're able to do 75, 80% of the calf raise stuff at the end, chances are you're probably fine to do whatever else you need to do for the rest of the day. All right, that is everything. That's the whole show. There's only a handful of people still left on the live, so I hope you guys who are still here enjoyed it, had a good time. Starting to cool off now, and I hope you come back for the next one because we do this every single day starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we started about 58 minutes ago. I'm trying to streamline the show, make it a little bit smoother because occasionally, some days, I explain a little too much. I get a little too excited about explaining and it gets a little long. So today, all of a sudden, we did a little under an hour, and I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it's magic. What I cut out, I'm not sure, but probably just random storytelling. Kat says, thanks, Ken. And Che sends awesome emojis. Thank you for the support. If you somehow don't know, I imagine you all know because people who stay to the end typically are already following and subscribed or live, all those good things. But in case you somehow still don't, we do this live every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make sure you got a little bit of support helping you stay consistent. All right. So if you need to work on your hip mobility, if you want to work on your side splits, if you need a little bit of help staying consistent with it, this is what we're here for. Cool. Most of the other content that I make is hopefully, slightly inspirational, kind of entertaining, fun for you to feel like you want to get a little bit of extra movement in your life, for you to see that your whole home, your whole life, your office, your commute to work, everything is an opportunity to get a little bit of exercise. We did, I don't know, 30 seconds of calf raises, and those probably sucked, right? And you were like, what the heck? I don't want to do these anymore. 30 seconds is all you need to get an incredible amount of exercise done, okay? So don't sleep on those 30 seconds. You can do 30 seconds in lots of different places. When you're waiting for coffee to come out your machine, when you're waiting for the microwave to heat up your food, when you're waiting for any number of things, 30 seconds you can absolutely whip out a tiny mini workout. And if you stack up enough of those throughout the day, they'll be really meaningful. All right. What else do you need to know? I don't have a YouTube video out this week yet, probably tomorrow. So tomorrow you should check out the YouTube, but I'll remind you tomorrow. So if you just come back on the live, you'll hear about it tomorrow. You don't have to do anything today. All right. That's it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna look at the chat. Yeah. I'm gonna scoot up close. If you are relatively new to the show and you're like, why doesn't he respond to the chat? It's usually because I'm really far away and I can't see it. I do this on a little mobile phone and make it very small and compact so that it's easy for me to stay consistent. Because at the end of the day, I hope you guys stay consistent, but it's also very important for me to stay consistent. If I had a full crazy setup to do this live, then I would be very much locked into this room and it'd be much harder for me to stay consistent. So I do the lives on two mobile phones and because it's on two little mobile phones, I have to be this close to read the chat. Let's see. We're going to start on YouTube because it looks like there might be 4 comments. Queen R sends waves. Jamie is back and says hi. And L'Esprit says no. I refuse to inhale. It's a scam. Once you inhale, you'll struggle to quit. I got no idea what that means, but if you're once you inhale, you'll struggle to quit. Good. Are you trying to quit? Are you, is this a reference to like something else that you're trying to quit related to breathing? Am I just too tired and it's just going way over my head? I think it might be the latter. Lois says hi. Hello. Welcome back, Lois. All right, let's take a look at the TikTok chat. Chocolate Diva says, our community just teared up. Woo! Thank you. Thank you for the support. And thank you for keeping track for me. Travel with Doctor says, woo! All right. We got a whole bunch of likes, got a whole bunch of support. Fayeka, with a Q, says, thank you for your great work. Thank you for being here. Thank you for leaving a comment. I think this might be the first time you've commented. So thank you for leaving a comment and being a part of this thing. I appreciate it. Aldney is back and says, appreciate it. Once again, welcome back, welcome back. And I'm going to scroll up real quick, see if there's anything that I can help with. I saw True Blue earlier saying, evening, Hip Mobility fam. I accidentally just invited somebody to co-host by accident because my finger paused on the screen for just a second too long. Luigi says, thanks, Ken. Oh, the live creator has declined the invitation. Amazing. Perfect. Thank you for declining. Malky says, my cat lied down on my chest. I believe that is your way of telling me I can't continue with the show because my cat is here now and I am a couch. You don't, aren't the couch potato, but you are the couch. All right, continuing. Let's see what else we got. Chase says, Rocky proud and sends lots of awesome emojis. Joe Rivera says, loving this. Welcome, Joe. Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm because it truly definitely does help keep me excited and happy to be here. All right. VV followed the live. It's giving has followed the live. Buddha just sent the heart. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. It looks like we're running out of chat real fast. Mike Freedom says yes. I wonder what Mike is responding to because I did not see this nearly early enough to have any idea what the context was. But it was really early in the live. So I hope you got everything you needed from that point on. Buddha is here, says crazy late. Hey, don't worry. The live is completely over and we actually ended at 58 instead of at the hour. So it ended one of the fastest lives in a while. And you completely missed it. But it's okay. Don't worry about it because you're here very often. Missing a day is not a big deal. All right. Consistency is about doing your best to show up. It's not about being perfect. Cool. All right. There are like 20 of you across YouTube and TikTok at the moment. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. So I think this is time for us to wrap up. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. I hope you're definitely chilled out, relaxing now. And I hope your body is a little lighter, a little smoother, especially your hips, because that's what we focused on to begin with. But if, you know, the warm up and stuff from the warm up is giving your hamstrings, your back a little bit of extra wiggliness, feel free to stick with it and do some body rolls, do a little dance, pop your hips, do some Shakira, and have a little bit of fun. All right. That's it. That's the live. I hope to see you again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And look forward to a YouTube video real soon. Cool. All right. Closing out. See ya. See ya. Goodbye. Goodbye.